guys, it's Zarina here from awesometuts.com. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this hat, and also I'm going to show you how to make this magic wand step by step. Also, at the end of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to put particles in, and also I'm going to show you how to animate this whole scene. So if you stay till the end of this video, you will be able to create a scene like this and animation like this. So let's start. So the first thing that we need to do is go to your Blender. Here, as we can see, this is our default cube, default light, and default camera. We are going to click one on our number pad. Let me just turn on my screencast keys here. So in the left inner corner, you will see what I'm doing. I click just N to hide this part here. So I'll be clicking on this cube and I'm going to be deleting it. Now I'm going to add a mesh cylinder. So I'm going to scale it a little bit and I'm going to grab it and put it up. So the thing that I want to do is go to edit mode. Now click on transparency view, select these down vertices, and we are going to be scaling it inwards. So it should look something like a hat. Okay, I'm going to scale it up a little bit, like this. Voila. Now I'll be selecting this face select and I'm going to delete this face. So click X and then only faces. Now if I click one, we are going to select this one. So edge select, and I'm going to be selecting these edges, then E, then press S automatically after E, and then I'm going to be extruding this part. So this will be our hat. I want it to be a little bit bigger, so Control Z to undo, and then ES, and you can put it as you wish. So I like it like this. I'm going to be clicking E and then Z. So this will be, I think, okay, it's good. Now I'll be clicking this circle here. So click Alt and then press one of these edges and click one on our number pad to see this in front orthographic view. We are going to click E and then Z. So we are going to extrude it and align it with this one. Okay, like this. So we are going to click vertices, select vertices here, vertex, and we are going to disable this transparency view. Now I am going to be clicking on these 4 vertices and then click F. Also, we are going to do that exact same thing on the other parts, on the other vertices, because if we select everything, then everything is going to be paired with everything. So it's going to be the whole blank space here. So we don't want to do that. And if I click perhaps these 4 vertices and we have 2 vertices in the middle, and if I click F, then here and here is going to be gap, so we don't want that to happen. And just Control Z and start over. So I'm going to select only these 4 vertices and click F. So yeah, we are going to do that all over our hat. So we are going to connect these vertices and we are going to make this hat look nice. Okay, like this. The process is very long, but at the end you will have such an amazing hat. So it's going to be worth it, worth your effort. So I'm going to select it, click Shift, and each time I'm clicking on these vertices, I'm clicking Shift. So I'll be holding Shift once I click on one vertices. Perhaps if I click multiple vertices at once, it's not going to be selected. And if I click on one and then Shift, then on the other, then on the third, and then or on the fourth, it's going to be selected. So click, just see here. Okay, I'm going to all the time you are going to hold on your shift. So if you are going to deselect and you are in shift mode, as I say, if you click shift and you accidentally like click on this vertex, you can just click shift again and then click on that vertex, and it's going to be automatically deselected. Or you can click C and then you can select multiple at once. So if I click C and then if I click here, it's going to be selected, but our F is not going to work because we are in C or selection mode. We are going to click escape on our keyboard and then we are going to click F and we are going to add a face on it. So those are the things that you need to know. And remember to always, once you're done with this, I'm going to save that file because Blender sometimes can crash. And this is an issue for me because I did like 3 projects on Blender and it crashed and my hard work was not paying off. So everything is forgotten. So we are done with our hat for this part, and now I'm going to click Ctrl S to save it as a Blender file. So I'm going to delete this and I'm going to name it hat1 and save Blender file. Okay, we are done with this. Let me just go out of edit mode and here we can see our hat. So I will be adding here another part. So I'm going to click 1 on my number pad, then Ctrl R. So we are going to add a loop cut here. And we are going to click on face select, click transparency view, go to number pad 1, select these faces, click I on your keyboard to invert, and then E and then S on your keyboard. So I'm going to be scaling it a little bit. So like this. Okay, looks nice. And then I'm going to deselect and go out of edit mode. Now I'll be clicking on my hat and I'm going to shade smooth it. So yeah, it should look like this. I'm going to be adding some loop cuts to smooth this area here and this also area here. So go down and click tab. So we are going to click Ctrl R and we are going to grab it right till the end and also do that exact same thing in. Okay, like this. And if we go out of edit mode to object mode, here we can see that it's softened. Okay, it's smoother. Area is smoother. Okay, I'm going to do that exact same thing on a top part. So tab and then Ctrl R. We are going to bring it up. Ctrl R. We are going to bring it down. So it is going to be smoother. Voila. Here also, I'm going to do that thing with this one. So tab and then Ctrl R. Here, go to the top and now go to the bottom here. Voila. We are done with that. Also, you can smooth this area here by clicking on face select, then click on this face and then I. Like this. It's going to be like sharper, but I don't want that, so I am just pleased how does it look now. So we are done with our hat. Now I am going to be saving it again. Ctrl S just to be sure that it's saved. Now I'll be pressing 1 on my number pad, then tab. I'm going to add some texture in this hat. So let's go and turn on our transparency view and go to edge select. I'm going to click on these edges and I'm going to be rotating them. So grab this and pull it up to Z, so it should align this line here. And if we go out of edit mode, we can see here that it's a little bit bended. So I like it just as it looks now. So I'm going to do that exact same thing on this part, but I'm not going to pick these edges here, only these, because I want it to be shorter. Rotate it a little bit. So no, we didn't turn on our transparency view, so be sure you click on transparency view and then rotate, grab it, Z-axis, and pull it up. So if we go here and deselect this transparency view, we can see that our head is practically done. Okay, one thing that we need to add is our magic wand, and we are going to add magic wand here, so it should be right next to our head, and we are going to set 3D cursor to here. So click shift and then right click it. So we are going to set 3D cursor here. Once we set our cursor, we are going to add a mesh, and we are going to add another cylinder, and we are going to scale it down like this. And I'm going to click on tab, select faces, and I'm going to select this top face. Go to front orthographic view by pressing 1 on your number pad, and we are going to extrude this part here. So I'll be scaling it a little bit more, I think. So Control R. Okay, I'm going to select everything and then I'm going to scale it. Okay, like this. It should be thinner. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to select this face, top face, and I'm going to be extruding it to here. And then I'm going to be extruding it once more to here, because on our wand we want to have white part here and then the black part is going to be here. Okay, if we go out of edit mode, we will see our wand and our hat here. So the thing that is left, we need to add texture and we need to add color to this project, so stay tuned. We are going to use a Blender kit here for our textures, and before that I'm going to click on my wand and I'm going to click tab. So I will be selecting these vertices here. Let me just see, go to transparency view, select everything and then click X. We are going to delete these vertices. I'm going to again select these and grab it down the Z axis, so it should be longer. Okay, here, and also I'm going to click shade smooth on my wand. Okay, we are done with that. So go to number pad 1 and then we are going to open Blender Kit. Blender Kit you can find here in edit, go to preferences, and here on add-ons we are going to type down Blender Kit and Blender Kit asset library. Here we are going to select it, and voila, here on the right side we have our vertices, our assets, our materials. So for my hat I'm going to use fabric, and before that I'm going to click tab on my keyboard, select faces, go to transparency view, and I'm going to be selecting these faces here because I want them to be in another color. So I think these also are going to be. If you don't want these parts to be selected, you just click C on your keyboard and just middle mouse it. So you are going to deselect everything that you don't want to be selected. Click escape and then go to the other part here. Click C and then just middle click it and grab it. Okay, like this. I don't want these parts to be selected, so click out of transparency view. I want these inner parts to look like this one. Okay, I don't want them to look like this one. Okay, here we are going to deselect everything that we don't want to be selected. C and then just grab it and middle on your middle mouse, we are going to deselect. So C and then middle mouse and just grab it like this, click escape again, we are going to click again, and voila. Let's see if everything is selected that we want it to be selected. Okay, here it is. Press P on your keyboard and separate by selection, because we want here to be another material. So if I click on this one, it's not going to be the material as this. So click on fabric. Here up you can see all the textures that we have. We have this wool braided, we have this fabric, and here you can see the description and everything. We are going to use these here, and I'm going to change the color of them, so it's not going to be the same color. I'm going to be using this one, or okay, this one to here. Let me just see if I'm correct. Yes, I will be using this one. And if you go to render mode, you will see that material on. So I'm going to change the color. Go to color, here to material, and then for the base color we are going to click on, let me just see, color. Okay, here, and we can choose the color of our head. So here we are going to select color. We are going to click on bright contrast, and then here in color we are going to select the color that we want our hat to look like. So I'm going to press, I don't know, the green, like this. I like it. And for this part I'm going to add a material that is this one. The texture should be like this, and I'm also going to change the color of it, so like this. And for the color I will use, okay, it's not going to be gamma, it's going to be bright, so I'm going to use black. Voila. Here we can see the inner part, and our hat is done. And for our stick I'm just going to be adding color. So click on new, then select everything. So I'm going to be pressing this one. Go to tab mode, so go to edit mode and then click assign. Go number pad 1 and then go transparency view. I'm going to select these here, and I'm going to add another color, so click plus and then new. I'm going to select white here, white, and then I'm going to click assign, and it's going to be like this. Okay, also I'm going to click here, click edit mode, and then assign. Also I'm going to do that exact same thing on these, assign, and voila, it's done like this. We are done with our textures. One thing that is left is our animation, and also we are going to create like studio here. So shift C to set your 3D cursor to the middle here, and we are going to add a plane mesh. We are going to scale it. Look here, how does it look? And we are going to be moving it to the y-axis. So click on it, G, press G, and then Y. We are going to scale it in x-axis, and we are going to, okay, scale it like this. Press tab on your number pad, click here to edge select, select this edge, and then extrude it in z-axis, so up to here. Okay, and then we are going to use a bevel for this one. So bevel, click on this one and just click on your left click on your mouse, and we are just going to hold it And then on our middle mouse, we are going to extrude it like this. Okay, let me see. Then if we go out of edit mode, we are going to see that it's like this. We are going to click on it, shade smooth, and here we cannot see it anymore, these lines. So it's going to be like this. We are going to change the color of our plane here. So select everything. Okay, Control Z, then select box. We're going to select everything. So vertices select and everything. So the color of my plane is going to be a little bit darker because I'm going to do an animation for my head, and it's going to have particles in it. So it's going to be darker, and I will make it like this, I think, purplish. Let me see. Once I add my light, it's going to be different. So I will be adding a light here. So I'll be clicking on light, grab it, x-axis, put it right above here, and shift D and then Y. So I'm going to shift D it. I'm going to be duplicating it, and here we can see our light. So we can change it to sunspot area, and I'm going to make it a spot, and I'm going to be rotating this part here. So I'll be rotating it up, rotating it a little bit more, and I'm going to change the color to pink. Let me just see. I will grab it down a little bit and let me rotate it a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to change the power, and I'm going to click to set 500 here, but my plane is 2-bit purple, so I will make it a little bit darker as a gray one. Okay, is a gray. Assign and then go out of it. So I'm going to set this one to purple. I think it should be nicer like this. Okay, and I think that this one is going to be sun, and I will set it at 5. Okay, spot. Okay, it's better now. Rotate it, put it down. I'm going to set it at 1000. Okay, I will set it at 500 like this. And if I go in camera view and click shift and that key right above my tab key, I will be able to see my hat here. If I go and click here, I will see everything like this. So I want this to be a little bit brighter. So this light is, I'm going to move it and I'm going to rotate it a little bit up. I'm going to move it a little bit more and I'm going to rotate it a little bit up. So it should look something like this. If I click 1, I'm going to rotate it and I'm going to set it in the middle. If I click 0 to my camera view, I will see here my hat and this wand, magic wand. Okay, we are done with texture part. The only thing that is left is our animation and our particles. Okay guys, we are going to do animation now. Click on 1 on your number pad. Let me just turn on my screencast keys once again. Okay, here, let me see. Okay, now you can see what I'm doing. Here I am going to be rotating this head, and before I rotate it, I want to join these two materials, these two these two objects together. So I'm going to click Control J, and it's going to be one object. Okay, click 1 on your number pad and rotate it for 180 degrees. Okay, it's going to be like this. Now I'm going to move it down, so it should be aligned with this, like this. Okay, here we can see that it's aligned. Now I am going to be clicking again 1, and I'm going to bring this up, set the keyframes to 144. This should be the end of our animation. Okay, let me just see if I rotate this. Okay, I am going to set this wand a little bit higher, so it's going to be here, and once I rotate it, it's going to tap on my head. So I will bring it up even more, and I'm going to grab it and move it to the x-axis. So if I go and rotate it, it's going to be like this. Okay, and voila. Now I will first of all animate my wand. So I'll be on first keyframe, I'm going to set it here. So click I on your keyboard and lot rock scale. Okay, now on 8th frame here, I am going to rotate it down. So I will be rotating it down like this. Let me just see. Okay, rotate it to here, and again I and lot rock scale. Now on 15th keyframe, I'm going to bring it up a little bit like this here. I lot rock scale, and on the on 18th here keyframe, I'm going to bring it down again. So rotate it, bring it down. Let me just see if I rotate it. Okay, good. And now I lot rod scale. Now on the 25th, I'm going to rotate it here. So I lot rod scale. And if you see, I'm going to be setting it to be like this. 2 times tap on my hat, and voila. Now I'm going to animate my hat. On first keyframe is going to be normal, so I and lock rotation scale. Now on 20th keyframe here, it's going to be again normal, so I'm going to select this one and shift D it to here, to 20th. Now on 27th keyframe here, I'm going to be scaling it down. So S and then Z, grab it down the Z axis here. So this is going to be here, I, and then set it to location. And if I go like this, okay, let me see. I'm going to delete this keyframe, and on 27th, I'm going to be scaling it. So grab it, Z-axis here. Now, 27th, I'm going to scale it in Z-axis, I, lock rotation scale, and I'm going to be grabbing it down the Z-axis, and I then location. Let me see how is this good. Okay, super. Now I am going to, on 34th frame, is going to go up. So I'm going to select it, scale it, and Y-axis. So let me just Z, solid, look dev, and I'm going to reverse it. Okay, now if I go like this, it's going to go down. On 34th frame, I'm going to make it like pop up. So if I go here, I'm going to select this one, Shift D, and then 34th frame. Let me see. Okay, it's going to do this. and it's going to go up here. So I and location. Now on 47th is going to go up. So like this, let me see. From the beginning, it's going to pop up. Okay, on 47th is going to rotate. So how does it look? Okay, on 40th frame is going to rotate. So I click R and rotate it 360 degrees. Okay, I'm going to reverse it and R 360 degrees. Bam. So I and lock rotation scale. Now on 50th frame is going to go down. So grab it, Z axis, and bam, down. So I'm going to I click and location. So let's see how does it look. We are going to set rotation here. So here on 45th frame is going to be rotate. So I'm going to delete this one. On 45th is going to rotate. So rotate 160 degrees. 60 degrees. I lock rotation scale, and on 50th is going to go down. So let me see. So GZ and then here. Voila. I'm going to press I and location. Let me see how does it look. So it is going to go down. Okay, I'm going to separate it. It's going faster. So let me see. Okay, good. Now if you tap, it's going to pop up and down. Let me see again. Okay, perfect. Now we are going to add particles. First thing that we need to do is we need to set our 3D cursor here. Once we set our 3D cursor here, we are going to add a plane mesh. We are going to scale it down a little bit and we are going to bring it up to here. So it is going to be inside. We can scale it up a little bit. Okay, if we press 1, then on our 3D cursor we are going to add a force field, and that force field is going to be turbulence. We are going to scale it and we are going to bring it up. So we are going to add particles to this plane. We click 1 on our keyboard and go to particles here. So click on plus and we added our particles. I'm going to set a number of my particles to be 2000. Frame start is going to be 61 because our head is going to be rotated and put down at 60th frame. So it's going to be 60. So here. It's going to be down and end is going to be on 144th frame. Also, lifetime randomness is going to be 1. On viewport display, we are going to, on render, we are going to disable show emitter, and I'm going to be selecting render as object, and we are going to make one icosphere here. So here I'm going to add an icosphere, 1. Icosphere, we are going to scale it down and go to edit mode. On edit mode, I'm going to add a material to this icosphere and it's going to be yellow, so yellowish, like this. Assign and go to shading. On shading, here we can see our nodes. We are going to click on emission and we are going to change the color of emission to yellow. So voila, and once you go out of edit mode, it's going to be to render mode, it is going to be bright. So X and then GZ. Okay, here we can see it. And on one, we are going to see what is happening to our hat. Okay, so once we go out here on 60th frame, we are going to click on our particles. Here, go here, and on render, we are going to select object as I said, and click here so we can select icosphere, or go here and we select icosphere, and we are going to see how does it look. Okay, it's going to go down because we haven't changed our gravity. We are going to change our gravity by clicking on these field weights, and we are going to decrease our gravity. So it is going to go up like this. On this one, on field, we are going to change a little bit our force field, our turbulence strength to 5 and speed to 50. Let me see how does it look, and it's going to go like this. Also, I'm going to be adding to this plane another one field, force field, so it is going to be vortex, and I'm going to change the speed to 43 and strength to 8. So if I go like this, it is going to, if I go to render mode and go like this, we can see here that our particles looks pretty nice here. Awesome. We are going to hide this icosphere here by clicking on it and go here and hide it like this. And also I'm going to hide this plane by going to particle systems here, particles, and go to viewport display. We are going to hide emitter. So show emitter, going to disable it, and voila. Press 0. Here we can see our head and our animation. So I'm going to be setting my hat a little bit down so that I don't have this shade, and I'm just going to click on my hat here, and as I can see here, it is going to look like this. Here on first frame, I'm going to grab it down the Z-axis and pull it down a little bit. Let me see if I did it right. Okay, grab it, Z-axis, right to the line. So I'm going to press I and then location. Also, I'm going to do that exactly same thing to this one. So GZ, let me see. You can zoom in for you to better see it. So I location here also. I'm going to grab it down, Z-axis, I location, here also, here is going to be down, up, here, okay, again, here, and on 60th frame is going to be down. So I'm going to GZ, grab it, put it down, zoom in to see if I did it right, if I did it correctly. Okay, I and then location. Let us see how our animation looks like. Okay, go up, go down, and then our particles. I'm going to move my camera a little bit. So I'm going to change it to here, I think. Okay, let me just go down. Here. Also, what we can do is go to render here and we can turn on bloom. Once we do that, it's going to be brighter color. So if we can see here, it's going to be brighter. It should be better for your eye. Ambient occlusion also, we are going to turn it on. Here we can see our particles. Okay guys, now I'm going to be working on my camera a little bit. So this angle, I don't like it. You can do that. We are going to go ahead and put this down. I'm going to be setting my camera a little bit in because I want it to be shown everything. Okay, like this. I'm going to rotate it and voila. So I'm going to move it like this. Okay, I don't like it, so here. And also I'm going to change the, go here, show ovaries, and then I'm going to click on my light settings, and shadow, I'm going to disable the shadow. Once I go to 0, my shadow is not going to be shown. Okay, like this. Here only the shadow here will be shown from this light, from this second light. And voila. So if I go to 0, and then if I see it like this, I will change it a little bit more. So here. Once again, I'm going to go again from the beginning to see how my animation looks like. I'm going to go again and zoom out a little bit, and voila. We are going to change the rendering settings. So I'm going to render it in Eve. Here is everything good. I'm going to render it in 1920 to 1080, so it is full HD. I'm going to change the PNG to AV, and I'm going to increase the quality to 100. So I'm going to render it and save file on my desktop. So desktop and accept. Okay, that is done. And here, as we can see here, frame rate is 24 frames per second. And that is okay. That is all, guys. Now we are going to render. Click here, render, and render animation. And animation is going to start. Okay guys, our animation is done. If you like it, please leave a like and a comment. Also share, subscribe, and click that notification bell for you guys to see all the new content that we are going to upload. Stay tuned and see you in the next video. Bye!